Welcome to So Many Receipts. I'm Shelley Seddon.
And I'm Fleur Michelle.
And we're two entertainment journos based in Sydney, Australia, who love to analyse and talk about all things reality TV and pop culture.
In Deep Dive, we go all in on stuff we're dying to know about, plus chats you won't want to miss. Today we are talking to Jess Eva, former star of The Block, who's co-hosting the new season of Budget Battlers with her ex-partner Norm Hogan. It screens Wednesdays on Channel 9 and 9 Now at 7:30. We're going to be talking to Jess about the show, The Block, and some of the personal challenges she and Norm have faced. So Jess, welcome to So Many Receipts.
Thanks for having me, ladies. I'll tell you, it's such a nice little break to hang out with the girls in between meetings. And I've got the kids, they're at home today because they've got a sore throat, so they said, but all of a sudden they've got to eat lollies. So actually, talk to me for as long as you want. Should we pour a wine?
We will.
Can I get you something while you're here? The toilet's on the left if you want to come over.
Well, I just wanted to congratulate you on the second season of Budget Battlers. I watched the show. I absolutely loved it. If you do anything in Sydney, I totally want to help you guys out. And you do everything on this show. You're the co-host, the producer, the writer, the creator. Why did you want to do this show?
I think it's because there's a certain point of your life where your soul gets a bit what do you like a little bit lonely, and you think you wake up, especially midlife crisis or whatever, and you're like, what am I doing with my life? My mum was a nurse. I've always been a farm, like I worked on the farms back at home, and you pride yourself on being a hard worker, and I woke up and I was like, what the bloody hell am I doing? And we always get cast into things, or you get you audition for things. But I just thought, what are you doing, Jess? Take your flaps by the future and write something that you'd like to.
What did you say?
Take your flaps and think of your future.
Okay.
Put your flaps on the line. Like how they.
Oh, right. I thought you meant something else.
Yeah, me too.
So my friend Sam and I, he filmed it, and then I created, and we sort of like. I invested in this and he put into production, and he did season 1, and then with me as we did a co-development, and then for season 2 he just had a baby and he said, I can't be on the road for 6 weeks, so our company took up the entire production. And at the start of the year, I literally sat on my desk, I was like, okay, I need sponsorships, Canva presentation. I rang my old producers from The Block, Sheldon and Scarfy, who are absolute geniuses. They took on the post-production roles, and we've been in charge of the air. Oh my God. I'm actually using a filter. I've aged about 400 years this year, but it's been great.
Okay. You still look beautiful to us. So this week, we've seen a few episodes so far. What's been the highlight for you out of what we've watched on screen?
Probably just achieving it. So we genuinely, a lot of people say, do you do it in 5 days? We genuinely do it in 5 days. More for a scheduling error, because we've got everyone coming on Monday, and by the time we put our mics on, we don't start until about lunchtime. So it's about 4.5 days on reflection. And the people that we give it to, I don't think that you need to have a huge amount of money to be happy. And we have this perception in the world where we need this and we need that, and we get infiltrated with all these messages. And the people who we connect with, it's more for the soul of how many people turn up and volunteer, because they're not entitled. The bench shops look beautiful, but they're painted, they're not marble. The house is transformed, but it's not filled with gold, but it's filled with a whole bunch of people that actually gave a shit about you. So am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Isn't podcasting gorgeous? And so that's what it's about. It's a belief that you can do it. And the people that volunteer, there's Munka, Lords, Lee, and Glenn in particular. Like, they just wanted to do something good. Like, they follow us all around the country, and it's not cheap. Petrol's expensive, but none of us have a huge amount of money. We don't have a huge budget ourselves. It's Budget Battlers behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes. And they just, have a family like that of just unsolicited kindness. Everyone just looks for one friend like that. I've looked for friends like that my whole life, and I found them on this show. So I just can't. I just cry. Even Melissa, um, Couts, who's on the show, Read My Lips. I didn't have electricity because
Read
I was
my
18.
lips.
So I did those. And she was so famous. I just met her at Rattle and Hum in Cairns over a
Oh,
stab block. I didn't know she was who she was until later. But even she cries, and she gives Lorts, this old chippy car detailer, you know, with a heart of gold and a face of charcoal, like he's just the most beautiful man. Even she cries when she's saying that when they say goodbye because she's not used to that kind of selflessness either.
oh.
Oh. So, well, during these times of crazy real estate prices and the cost of living crisis, what are some easy things that people can do that can make a difference? Like shopping on Facebook Marketplace, yellow paint. Like, is there anything you have found that works really well?
Oh my God. So, saving money is my jam. I get more of a zing from saving the cash than actually purchasing the thing. Number one, if there's something that you want and you're going to buy it online, screenshot it, reverse Google image it, press
Mm.
shopping, and on the list, it will be that exact same product listed because they might stock them or something that looks similar. And you'll
Yeah.
see an entire list of where you can get it from and the different prices, and you will be amazed what something imported or from overseas will be at one shop for $1,000 and you can get it somewhere else for 150. Reverse Google image is your
I
best
love that.
friend.
I had no idea. I'm going to do that. Because I am actually the queen of budget crafts. I got into crafting myself during COVID, particularly paint by numbers. So
Oh
I've
yeah,
done what I've done
I love
several,
that.
seriously, Shelley's seen in my house. I've done several of these paintings. So about $60. I've created really beautiful, hand painted works hanging in my home that actually look like real paintings until if you go really close, you can sometimes see a few numbers here and there, like number three or number two or
There's
whatever. But
there's an
only if you
open
went
market.
really close.
Yeah, you just say art's best looked at far away, isn't it? The
Yes.
2 meter
Yeah.
rule. You're like 2 meter. But there's a market for that. You should release a line of paint by numbers, but
Oh,
the
oh
numbers are
gosh.
slightly a little bit less bold so that it looks like you've done it. That's
Yeah, yeah. I do put a lot of varnish on it to try and cover up the numbers. And like, yeah, people are fooled. They're like, I love that painting. It's like, yeah, I did that. Paint by numbers. Um, so you co-host this show with your ex-partner Norm, and you've got two beautiful kids together. What is it like working with your ex, and how do you make that work?
Oh, ask me anything about this because everybody gets really sensitive and nervous, as soon as the big separation. We were never married, but
Yeah.
we call it divorce because we had kids and we lived together and we were engaged and we never got around to it.
Mm-hmm.
But once the big D word comes in, everyone's, should I invite Jess? Because Norm's going to a birthday party and should this, for us, it's not weird. And I'll tell you why. And I'd be lying if I said it was all rose petals and that's crap. That's what
Yep.
people just say when they're into
Okay.
media
He's not
release.
giving you chocolates. All
I mean,
right.
not giving me well, you never gave me chocolates, but that you gave me Norm, so that was enough. But as you get along with life, you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, and sometimes resentment or things build up, and you fight and you fight and you fight and you fight. And he's my best mate, and I even try to help him pick up chicks at the pub. He thinks it's weird. And we got to a stage where I looked at him and he looked at me, and I said, "Do you think that we lose each other altogether, or do you think that we have a little separation?" And he said to me, or I can't remember, we worked out, we have a little separation before we do each other any more damage that is irreparable, even for our friendship. And as a result, we did that, and we loved it. He has a room at my house. I have a room at his house. We won't get back together, um,
Mm.
because we are too happy just enjoying each other's company.
Okay.
He's not responsible for my emotions. If I'm it's not his fault if I'm in a bad mood. It's not my fault if he's in a bad mood.
Yeah.
He can go to the pub or go to the rave or do it because his financial responsibility. I can buy as many dresses as I like because my financial responsibility is mine. Um, And then we get to have a beer. He lives in Birchip, I live in Sydney. And I was just there for the last 3 weeks. He just left this morning to
Mm-hmm.
go back home. It's just nice. I never recommend separation ever, but this is the most perfect setup I've ever had in my life. Like, I get to do
Mm.
whatever I want, and I don't have to wash anyone's undies. And I still get to hang out with the love. I'll never stop loving Norm. He's the love of my life, but
Mm.
I also don't lose him. Like,
She's doing a dance if you're
I
listening
am.
Yeah.
to this.
Sorry.
Um,
Yeah.
so now that you're separated, do you still do you still get irritated with each other, or do you get irritated less because you're not living with him all the time?
Oh, way
Like in a
less.
work sense.
Oh, in a work sense,
Mm.
it's actually better.
Yeah.
Because um we don't have to, like, it's not like when you're having a fight with your partner and you fall asleep and you're still angry, and like by the time you can't, like, then you hear them breathe and you're like, I can't believe you didn't finish that retaining wall
Yeah.
in Adelaide. Like, and then that doesn't happen. Like,
Ah.
we work, and then we get to go home, and if we got annoyed with each other on a work site, which we do, like, everyone does. It's renovations that are annoying, and it's also pegging out. So, like, we do have our disagreements, um, and then we get to go home, and then after a couple of days, we get to catch up again.
This sounds perfect.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's amazing. It's incredible. And then but yeah, I'm his biggest. He would be a great partner to somebody. Like, he is.
Hmm.
I met him young, and we had kids, and we grow and whatever. But Norm's Norm, and, like, if I could find him the perfect woman that would still allow me to be friends with him, um, like, I would love that.
So
He deserves the greatest woman in the world. Like, and
should
then
Norm be the
in
next
turn,
Golden
maybe I get the
Bachelor?
greatest woman in the world to have a wine with, because
Oh,
it's a group package.
well, should Norm be the next Golden Bachelor?
I want him to go on Golden
Oh,
Bachelor or Farmer
oh
Wants a
my
Wife. I
goodness.
want him to go on either of them.
Is he a farmer?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, he's a
Oh
Oh,
farmer.
my God, he should totally do that.
I
Channel
wow.
know.
Oh, I didn't realize. Yes.
And
Sign him up.
he's an acquired taste, so he's not a romantic person.
9. Oh,
You've got to
funny.
see past it. Yeah, you want someone that's gonna,
Celebrity Golden Bachelor, celebrity farmer
Yeah.
wants a wife or something.
Yeah.
honestly, he should do it. I've told him. I love it though, and he's still holding on to his bits of hair. He told me yesterday before we went on Today Extra, I need a haircut. I was like, what for? Don't
Oh,
have much hair. Um,
oh, Norm. So as someone, I tried to get a production up in Australia. I know how hard it is. And you guys actually sold your house and started a production company, to film the pilot of this show and everything. So that is commitment. So was it nerve-wracking to do that?
extremely. But I'm also blessed with ADHD. So every time I
Hmm.
got worried about it, a butterfly would fly past and I'd forget. Um, but I think it's all more of a risk if you don't do what you want in life. I think it's more of a risk to let your soul rot.
Yeah.
So I could live without a house, but I can't live without a purpose. And if it didn't work out, I was just going to work it out after that. But it didn't happen straight away. We pitched it to a few networks, and they told us to go F ourselves. So,
Yeah.
not when I say that, that isn't correct. Like, when I say we pitched it, we, like, spoke about, do you know what? But the thought of getting a show up with anyone is difficult. Everyone advised us against it. You know, they said keep stability. And then I'm really proud of Nine. And I'll tell you why. They took how many, and this isn't just because we're already doing the series and it's doing well. I've got nothing to gain by saying this except for the truth. How many new Australian formats are taken up by major networks with we're like Cool Runnings. So we have the smallest team, we have the smallest editing team. And they gave us 7:30 to show Australia. And Jeff, who is the guy who we work with at Nine, like, I text him, like, little scenes of, like, crying through the season, and he's just had, it's just like this. We're very lucky he actually cares. Um, and so that's why I don't really mind if like comment or whatever. Like we're doing good. So who cares about anything else?
Amazing. So also like I'm a renter and like this show, has so many hacks for, doing things with houses. And I'm just wondering, you don't want to spend your own money fixing up someone else's house. Is there anything you could suggest for renters that really makes a difference?
Yes, because I rent here in Sydney because I can't bloody afford a house here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, who can? So I just negotiated with the landlord cheaper rent if I redid the flooring.
Hmm.
And so I wouldn't have been able to afford a house with the nice flooring that it had in because that would have been more expensive. Um, if you buy the floorboards and then you hire the labor separately, opposed to a service, it's cheaper. So it was less than 10 grand for the whole house.
Hmm.
And then I saved over 2 years, I think 20 grand on rent. So you can
Hmm.
negotiate upgrades for rent. If they're going to up the rent, you can do a little
Yeah.
upgrade. And you can do that with budget battle hacks. You can say, if I do up the kitchen, it might cost you $400. Our kitchen was $400. And we got an extra $50 a week rent when we were renting it out in Queensland before we sold it for budget butlers, ironically.
Yeah.
So just negotiate your own upgrades or your own maintenance to save some money. Or if you want to do some nice things, you can get wallpaper that you can peel off.
Oh,
And you can
I
get,
love the peel off wallpaper.
yeah. Or you can get, I'll actually show, is this visual or just
Yeah,
audio
no, it's
when we
visual.
release?
Hmm.
Oh, come with me. I'll show you.
Okay,
Apologies.
We
There's
get a
a,
tour.
that's all right. Our
I
first
know.
tour.
Thank goodness. Sorry about
No
this.
one ever does
So,
this.
so these are the floorboards. I wasn't expecting to be seen from the waist down, but so these are the floorboards that we're in, but they used to be like, and you can see this a helmet there. But it
Yeah.
used to be old grey carpet, right? And
Hmm.
so these floorboards were like they're 29.95 or whatever a square meter. Whole house was like 2.5 grand's worth of floorboards, and then you get some put it in. Amazing. Normally didn't, he was too busy. And then these are just caboodle handles, but with the same old cupboards. And so then I gave them a kitchen upgrade. So then they said, "Oh, thanks, we won't up your rent again for another day." Then I got these Bunnings. Is this boring?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, great. I love these, right? So there's panels that you just get like at your local like Bunnings or whatever. Then
Yeah.
Bunnings isn't a sponsor. And so you just put these out, like literally just put these up. I'll show you a picture.
Uh-huh.
And I make little, I rest them up against my walls and make like little feature walls in. So if I've got like a different photo shoot or if I
Ah.
want to like make one of our masters a little bit different, you just like literally pop them up and then they stick up on the wall. Like you just kind of like you just put them up
Yeah.
and you've got a
Yeah.
beautiful timber feature wall for like a couple of $100 in your rental.
Oh, that's
And
such a
then you
good
can put
idea.
And then I normally put some lovely, this is from the painter that I got this done when we did the block, the same artist. So I just generally sometimes put those two feature panels with a nice piece of art in the middle.
Hmm.
And so as someone with like bad attention span that always wants to decorate but doesn't own a house, I get to play every day and make rooms different on a daily basis.
Oh,
I love that.
that's such a good idea because especially with pictures and stuff because you always just the knocking the nails in the wall thing. Like, how do you hang them if you don't do that? So it's always like such a conundrum when you rent.
Yeah. And so with these, if there's something you can actually just pop
Mm.
on, or it
Yep.
just sort of rests on it, like, do you know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah,
rests on
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
with a nice sweet art in the middle. You have these beautiful feature walls for like a couple of $100, and you can take it with you. That's the only
Yes.
annoying thing with rentals. If you do it up, you're like, oh, I made your house beautiful. Now you want to move back. Of course you do.
Hmm.
Um, so if they kick you out, just get
Take it
your
with
little feature
you.
walls and get
Yeah.
out of there.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Love it. Um, Jess, so we have always loved your honesty, your humor and resilience, particularly as you have opened up about your ADHD adult diagnosis, which you just mentioned, and how you juggle that every day. Tell us a bit about your journey with ADHD.
Well, I didn't know it was a bad thing until I joined the support groups.
Okay.
I thought it was always a superpower, like a superpower.
Right.
Um,
So you always knew
and
you had it?
um, so when I was younger, I went to an ADHD specialist my mom sent me.
Hmm.
Um, and it was a different time back then because they kind of believed in it, didn't believe in it 40 years ago or 30 years ago. Um, and they just said that I was naughty. But I wasn't naughty. I'd never had detention. I'd never had anything. I just got bored and I just
Mm.
wouldn't listen or, I always have little, especially when I was younger, I'd have little car accidents, nothing too extravagant, but just little.
Mm.
And so people would say, and you get this narrative driven into you, you're a bad driver, you don't concentrate, you're messy, you're this, you're that. And that is still a neurological habit that runs around in my head every single day. But now I, and even in a worse sense, people go, oh, people with ADHD. I almost feel like some people with ADHD get gaslit to the point where
Mm.
as soon as they find out that you have it, they can then say, oh yeah, I told you, but I thought you forgot. Do you know what? Or um, oh well, if you just were able to put it in a spreadsheet, and you're like, and you're like, the hardest part of our business for me was setting up payroll. Like that was,
Oh,
I may as
yeah,
well climb
nightmare.
Everest. Yeah. So I think that I think that there need to be two lines of education. One for
Hmm.
neuronormal, to stop thinking that ADHD is a bad thing, and to stop reminding people with ADHD what they can't do.
Hmm.
Because if you look at it percentage wise, there's a hell of a lot more that they can do than they can't. So you're not focusing on the majority. We're also very need a lot of if you want to get the best out of an ADHD, don't remind them of their flaws. Remind them of their strengths. And I promise you, you will inflate them bigger than any balloon that you've ever had. And relationships, and with one that's an ADHD, one that isn't, laugh and love their qualities because ADHD said that we can renovate a house in 5 days and everyone and and if there wasn't a couple of people that believed in an ADHD, then there would be a lot of people that wouldn't have come home that were ravaged by floods or cyclones. And guess what? We bloody did it. So if we can renovate a house in 5 days, maybe just believe in your ADHD or a little bit more and see what they can accomplish as well.
Mm. Mm. When were you diagnosed?
Officially 5 years ago, 6 years ago,
Okay.
Norm encouraged it.
Oh, thanks, Norm.
I know, it was so funny. And then, but it worked all right because then I got diagnosed and went through counseling. Then I got like a bit of like a little bit of what do you call it, like self-worth, some self-worth.
Yeah.
Um, and then I could stand up for myself more. So, you know.
There you
um,
go. There you go.
so, but diagnosed or not diagnosed, um, if you feel if you feel like you might have it, it's not a thing. It's a it's just a way that you're wired. You don't have to live
Mm.
under a stigma that you've got anything wrong with you. And
Mm.
the other stigma that I really, really want to get out there is when you get like diagnosed, like they give you the medicine, like they give you some people get
Mm.
pharmaceuticals or whatever, and that person slowly begins to change. Of course, they're going to change. There was a huge moment in my life where you no longer spiraled as a self-pleasing, trying to make sure everyone else is happy, saying sorry all the time person, and you transition into this person that knows themselves a little bit more, whatever. And then a lot of people tell you, you've changed, the meds have changed you. They're no good. Stop them. And so you have this huge struggle where you're like, are the meds
Mm.
Really? I mean, they think I'm a crack addict. No, it just turns out that I just said I'm not putting up with that anymore. Like,
Yeah,
and that's a lash out because that's a dynamic that they've never seen of you. And there is just this entire process where just stop the gaslighting with it, encourage it, love it, and you will get bit more out of that person than you will than anything else.
exactly. We're all different here, here. And speaking of which, how is Norm doing these days?
Oh, that is so good. He's building in Birchip.
Where's
He
that?
is
Where is that?
um just near Swan Hill in near Horsham, this little town. They just won the vanilla slice competition.
Oh, I love a
Uh,
vanilla slice.
Me too. We actually went to Norm's hometown for one of the builds for the local school bus driver. So you'll see
Mm-hmm.
Norm and I'm driving a school bus and then he's towing it on a tractor down the main street for the local school bus driver who collects cans for the hospital. So we got to feature Norm's home episode and oh my gosh, if they don't make a bronze statue out of him in that town, like he was walking around like bloody Elvis by the end
Oh.
of
So
it.
he's happy, healthy, feeling good about life.
He's great. He's really, really good. He too went through his struggles. He went um, uh, for uh, for depression. He went
Mm,
to a center for depression because he was and it's his story to say more than mine, but he's publicly said, he had his sexual abuse as a child,
mm.
and he is doing incredibly well. Um,
That's so good to hear. Yeah, because it was
yeah.
brave of him to, to talk about it and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um, and it's a honor to, like, as a family to just stick by that.
yeah, absolutely. And I also read in the Sydney Morning Herald recently that you said you were trying to get Norm on Tinder.
I know. Um,
Did he try it?
well, I went to download it and it said update,
Mm.
which meant that you can't update something you haven't already downloaded.
Oh,
So
Norm.
I suspect maybe he tried it for a minute and then deleted it because he got something. I don't know because he hasn't got a new phone. But um,
Well,
I
what
know
about
that
you, love? Are you on Tinder? What's going on with you? You're single.
I know, but
You're
I,
beautiful. You're young. You're out
no.
there, fellas.
Oh no. Well, when you have time to shave your legs, um, plus a Brazilian wax. I tell you, if I was though,
Oh,
I'd be excited. But when I do, I'll ring you. Like I'll be like,
yeah.
right.
Do we still need
I
to worry about Brazilian waxes in middle age? Really?
don't know.
Well, if you're on the market, yes.
Oh,
Well, no.
okay.
See, it's my friend always laughs at me because even when we go out, I haven't really got out of that, that mindset of being with someone, but then you aren't with someone. But like, so even when you go out, you don't talk to anyone. Like, um, but then at our age, you also think to yourself, if you if you see someone, you're like, wonder what's wrong with you. Like,
I want you on the Golden Bachelor next time
Yeah.
they do one. Can you
no, no.
please? They've
I just
had Bianca Di on. She's a media personality. You could be the next season's personality. I think you would be fantastic.
no,
Yes.
I with the two
I'm
kids
gonna
and the
nominate
show,
you.
I just dating is the last thing that I could even think about, and even I feel nervous. I literally have butterflies in my stomach, just like the
Really?
thought of like
Yeah.
even
Oh, of course.
seeing a man's face up close. Like what
Oh,
would that be
what?
like? I don't.
Well, we just heard your old Studio 10 co-host Tristan McManus
Yeah.
is single again. Well, I mean, he's very good looking, Jess.
Tristan McManus is like a brother, and I'm not
Oh,
saying that just like as a thing.
you could
He's
close your eyes and like I
I,
just want you to date.
no, I think he would it's one of those those friendships that you have where you didn't even think about it, like you did, like
Yeah.
it's one of those, but I mean, play it. Well, I like
Don't delete his number just yet. That's all I'm saying.
no, I can give you, I promise you on the show that would not happen. That would not happen. You pass a zone where I've done he I've done too many quick wheeze to the toilet on Studio 10 to ever, like you see, we was friend zoned when we were both with our partners when we had to cover each other's.
You might need a shoulder to cry on.
But I will tell you if I hear any updates. But no, no, I love him too much to put him through. I love him. Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I know I wasn't sure what I was going to say anyway. I ended up with a
That's okay.
series of noises. Um,
Well, we do want to get your opinion about the block finale that
yeah,
happened this
sure.
week. So, what do you think? It's a lot of controversy, with two houses failing to sell. So, what are your thoughts about it?
Um, I do feel for the people that are in it. I was saying on Today Extra, you when you go on the block, it's this bubble where it's your whole life, and so when it does get passed in at the time, because when you walk, I remember because we came last on the block. Everyone says that we won it, but we came
Oh, I
last.
thought you won. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Even in the Daily Mail headlines and stuff, they say block winners Norm and Jess. And then the winners are actually Sarah and Hayden. She works for Virgin, and she was on a flight that I was on a few months ago to Virgin, and she goes, "Oh, mate, if I hear that you won the block one more bloody time," I was like, "I'm terribly sorry." Um, um, but um, but we still got 200 grand, like which is amazing. Um, and so, but I remember as you walk up, the people previous to us, they win all this money, or you see, and so you're walking up and you don't know, and you've left your families and you're just so nervous, and then you have an outcome that you don't expect, but you'll be all right. It'll be all right. You'll get a call from the real estate agent in a couple of months. You'll get, even if you get 50 grand, mate, you were on the block. You get to sit on a chair when you're older and you get to reminisce about the time that you're on the block, the greatest and most successful TV franchise that Australia has ever produced nationally, internationally. Like she'll be right, mate. I'm so sorry that you, you're on the block. Like
Yeah.
I know, but
what a great
some of them
experience of
got
mine.
nothing, right? Is that right? This one?
When they get passed in, so I don't know if the rules have changed, but then the real estate, they stay on the market, stay on the market, and then when it
Yeah.
gets sold, that sort
Then
of
you get, oh,
transfers over.
you still get, eventually when it gets sold, you do.
Yeah.
So they probably all eventually sell, I would expect.
Yeah,
They'd
expect.
have
I'm
to.
seeing some hideous places that have a sold sign on them, and they're all really nice. Um, but I just, if I could just give them a little cuddle and shake and just say,
Don't
you,
worry, you'll get there eventually when the market picks
yeah.
up.
Yeah, you'll be right. Hold up a blade paintbrush on Instagram and just get you whatever. You've been given a platform to do whatever you want to do next. That by itself is the
Yeah.
biggest gift you could be ever given.
Mm.
Yes, exactly. So we love reality TV at So Many Receipts, and one of our special shows that we love to cover is Real Housewives. And so we mentioned Melissa, who is your fancy friend on the
Mhm.
show. So can you tell us about your relationship with her and how she came to be on the show?
So I met her at Rattle and Hum in Cairns, when we were up there for a holiday, and I just got talking to her, and I didn't mention what I did, she didn't mention what she did. We had a couple of sabs, and then we parted ways, and then we ended up under the same, like years later, we ended up under the same management system of stage addiction with
Mhm.
Shane.
Yep.
And I said to him, "There's this girl on your books that I sunk Sab Bees with like years ago." And he's like, "Mel?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You too would." And I was like, "We already do get on like a house." So she's like, I was almost going to put a message in a bottle and throw it into the Cairns Ocean looking for her after meeting up. And I said, "Do you think that she can I'll message her and see if it'll be okay if she gives us a hand." And everyone, like, she isn't on, like, we ain't rich. She covered because she wants to. Not once did she ask for airtime. She's naturally on the show, but she's not there going, "Oh, can I please have some airtime?" She's off at the reject shop buying blue and white trays for a hutch kitchen. She's the first one and rather than she doesn't perform on it, she just is there to help.
Mm.
Pulling weeds.
She's pulling weeds without gloves on. Like, what the hell is she doing? And I think you'll see that um, she'll talk, but not once will she. I think you can tell the difference on reality TV. There's a big difference, I think, between reality TV and documentary reality. I just made that genre up, but
Oh,
if that makes sense, like you could tell the difference through the screens of who's there for what reason, and everyone's there for the exact reasons you
mm.
should be there for.
And speaking of having wines with other people, you are also friends with one of our favourite chicks, our old media friend Bianca Dye, who we know from our media days. Now, what do you think of Bea appearing on The Golden Bachelor?
Oh, good. I actually tried to set up her a Norm. So
What?
yeah, well, because Norm's been watching her and said that she was a bit of all right, and then ages ago she said um joke around, go like Norm is ruggedly handsome, and I was like,
Mm.
but I don't know how or when or she looks like she might be taken now. She's doing quite well, so I don't know, but um she's I'm proud of her. I hope she finds love because she deserves it. ADHD, like the rest of us, has lots of
Yeah.
internal
Oh, that's
narratives of
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's an internal narrative of her beauty versus her self-worth in her mind doesn't always match up. So it'd be nice to have someone that's good to her.
Oh, well, I watched it last night and it was mainly about her and she got the date with Bear and the rose and everything. And it was actually really, did you watch it, Shell? Like
Yeah, I loved
it
it.
was really touching how she opened up about herself and she was like, "Oh, I'm always the funny girl that never gets chosen," and
She's too
all
much.
of
People think
that.
she's too much. And it's like, no, just too much is fabulous.
Yeah.
That's like what Carrie Bradshaw said on Sex and the City. I think he thinks everyone thinks I'm too much and all of that. And I actually thought she was really brave for being so vulnerable because considering she is a public figure, I thought she was great to say that actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Had a few
And
tears in
I
my
bet you no one's
eyes.
even told her that she's too much. I bet you that's like she would have
Yeah.
said that, like guys don't use that in their vocabulary, so generally. And
Yeah.
so that would I think would be once again a monologue that we have in our own head. And every rose she gets, I like it that it's proof that she can use that I got accepted this week. I got accepted this week. I got so no, regardless of what happens to her in throughout, I think it'll be life changing. I
Mm,
hope
mm.
for her confidently, mentally, career, whatever. We can always deliver Amazon packages if shit gets real. Do you know what I mean? But like, as
Yes.
long as you're okay in here, that's all that matters.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, Jess, it has been so great chatting to you, and thank you for the bonus house tour.
Yes.
Um,
Was it
very
too?
thrilled about that. Thank you for coming on so many receipts.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for being really supportive, kind, and positive ladies. I
No
really, really
worries.
appreciate it.
No worries. You're a favorite type of guest to have on here. And
Yes,
don't forget,
absolutely.
everyone, Budget Butler. That's not the name of it. Budget Butlers is airing on 9 and 9 now on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. I couldn't read my own writing. I haven't got
Don't
the right
worry. People
contact
call us
lenses in.
budget
Sorry.
busters. That's all. We'll
Oh,
change the name, whatever catches on.
it is Budget Butlers. Okay, thank you, Jess.
Thank you, darlings.